I'm Dr. Wendy Hill, and I am known as the uncommon therapist. Uncommon because I do something that most therapists don't do. I take my clients back in time to their high impact moments that set negative core beliefs that set them up for low self esteem, stress, overwhelm, and anxiety. And I'm going to share with you the processes right now today in this video that transform stress, overwhelm, and anxiety into peace of mind. I'm going to share with you the 5 essential steps of regression to well-being. I'm going to tell you more about the subconscious mind and about core beliefs and high impact moments. And I'm going to share with you how important warrior spirit is to finding your inner child. I want you to thrive. So let's talk about what is a core belief. Well, a core belief is a committed belief accepted as absolute truth deep down in your subconscious mind about who you are, who others are, and what the world outside of yourself is, and what to expect of yourself, others, and your life experience. Well, that's a mouthful, so I'm going to break it down a little bit here. A core belief is a committed belief accepted as absolute truth. That means that if you have a belief that the sky is red, when you look at the sky, that is what you will see. And it won't matter what kind of proof that it's blue, because you will still see it as red. That is how solid a core belief is. It is seen as absolute truth, and it can only be transformed by going back to when and how that core belief was formed. It is deep down in your subconscious mind. That's where it is accessible. Now, remember, the subconscious mind is unconscious. So you may, as an adult, say, oh, I know what my core beliefs are. But you won't know until you actually take that journey into your subconscious mind. And it is always about who you are, about who others are, and about what your life is to be, what you experience outside of your life, and what to expect of yourself and others and your life experience. Children are completely vulnerable. When we're children, we're unwritten books. We take everything literally and we take everything personally. We have no experience from which to make any kind of judgment about what is and what isn't. We just accept what we experience and we interpret everything we experience. To understand and transform your core beliefs, you need to go back to where they originated. And this is called regression, going back in time. So you might think, well, since you can't change the past, why even think about it? Well, by going back, you can change your interpretation of the past, see the facts of the past differently. Your core beliefs were formed starting in the womb to about the age of 7, and most deeply by the age of 4. But core beliefs can be formed before we are even born. And the circumstances, the people, your parents, the environment in which you're born reflect. So how powerful are core beliefs? This is how powerful they are. They're burned deep into you. But you can transform your subconscious self-defeating core beliefs. So I'm going to give you the secret today. I'm going to uncork that bottle and open it up so that you can learn and know how these core beliefs, especially the negative ones, can be transformed. So first of all, what is a high impact moment? It's important to understand that. A high impact moment is a singular experience that is accompanied by a strong emotion in which a decision is made and a core belief is formed. So it has 3 elements to it. It is a singular experience, even though it might be a part of a chronic condition. Say mom and dad fight every day. But this singular moment in time, where you felt strong emotion, you made a decision about yourself and about others and about life. And that decision then became a core belief. High impact moments can be devastating. You can see by these sweet little faces, these little children are so open and vulnerable. They have not yet learned not to feel. They interpret everything personally and take it within their heart and soul and in their body. And this is who you were at one time. I want to tell you the story of little Sarah, and this is an example of how a core belief can be formed. It doesn't require massive neglect or abuse. So little Sarah is an adult now, but when she was 4 years old, her mother took her to the department store to get her first party dress. Well, little Sarah was just beside herself. She was so excited. She knew that if she had that party dress and she wore it, that she would be like a princess. And for little girls, putting on that beautiful dress and feeling like a princess meant that you are worthy and that you are worthy of love. And so little Sarah knew this intuitively. She didn't have words for it, but she knew that that perfect dress would make her worthy of love. And she was overjoyed. So as they entered the little girl's dress department, Sarah saw that dress. She saw that perfect dress. Oh, mommy, mommy, I want that dress. That's the one I know. I want to try that one on. My mother looked at the price tag and said, okay, sweetheart, no, we're going to look at some of these other dresses. No, mommy, mommy, this is the one. It was pink and had little ribbons, blue and green and yellow. It was so pretty. She knew that if she wore this dress, she would be the princess. And mother said, no, sweetheart, we're going to try on these other dresses. And little Sarah began to cry. And mother said, if you don't stop crying, I'm going to take you out of here and we won't get that dress. You won't get any dress. But little Sarah is only 4 years old and she doesn't know how to stop crying. She doesn't know how to stop feeling. And so mother took her by the hand and took her through the department store and out to the parking lot, to the car. And as this happened, little Sarah felt enormous shame, grief, and embarrassment. And these strong emotions were accompanied by thought, I'm not worthy of love, and I don't have a voice. And this thought was even barely understood by Sarah herself, accepting that it went deep. And it wouldn't have mattered if mother had taken her back into the store and bought the dress. That core belief had already been established, that she was not worthy of love and that she didn't have a voice. And what happened in Sarah's life then is that she began a pattern of not speaking up. It caused her all kinds of problems at work and in relationships, and a pattern of never being able to feel quite good enough, not loved enough. It was devastating for her. This is the power of a high impact moment and a core belief. Now, your positive and negative core beliefs are affecting you right now, how you're hearing me, what I have to say. And yes, there are positive ones that you have. You wouldn't be here today listening to this. But it's those negative self-defeating ones that have caused you to be in stress and to lower your self-esteem. You must connect with your inner child in order to change and transform. So connecting with your inner child and connecting with way in the past, even before birth, opens the door to healing. And this requires what I call warrior spirit. And along with warrior spirit is what I call healthy suffering. Warrior spirit is the willingness to persevere with determination in spite of fear. So heroes are afraid, but they persevere anyway. And that's what I want you to be thinking about yourself. So going in to the subconscious mind may seem scary at first, but it is worth the effort, because healthy suffering is the discomfort we feel when doing something for a higher cause. And you and your well-being, Your self-esteem, your peace of mind is the worthy cause. Your worth. Any discomfort or emotion you may feel going back into your past, into your childhood, to your infancy, into the womb. You cannot analyze or intellectualize yourself into a core belief transformation. You have to feel yourself there. So here are the 5 steps that I promised you. The first one is called regression. It's remembering. You need to remember what happened that hurt you in order to change it. So in that regression process, we go back to those high impact moments that set core beliefs. I'll talk more about this in a few minutes. Then the next step then is to understand, and sometimes that happens at the same time. So that understanding of what you decided, what the core belief is that came out of that high impact moment, and the patterns of behavior that came out of that decision is the step 2. Step 3 is the one that most people are scared of, even though they may not even be aware of it. It's called acknowledging and expressing your emotions. The next step then is to communicate to that child that experienced those feelings, the truth, the good truth, the truth that they are worthy, that they are safe, that they are loved, that they are innocent, they are forgiven, or whatever it is they need to hear and understand. The imagination is as powerful as reality. And this is where your communication with your inner child, using your imagination, can actually transform. And the final step is to accept it deep down in your mind, your body, and your spirit, because all core beliefs are held within the body, within every cell. And by accepting a wonderful truth in all parts of you, you lock in a positive core belief. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. So step 1, again, is remembering your high impact moments that set your core beliefs. And here is the healthy suffering required. You must be willing to know and feel what really happened from your inner child's perspective. And when this happens, and I've seen this first step, people transform almost immediately beginning. The transformation begins just even doing this first step. It's like being struck by lightning. Step 2 is understanding what you decided and what patterns of thought, feeling, and behavior you took on as a result. Be willing to learn what decisions you made as a child. You might be asking yourself, am I willing to do these steps? You will then understand why you think, feel, and act in the ways that you do in the present. And the transformation from self-limiting core beliefs deepens. Step 3, that takes warrior spirit and understanding to go forward with. And that's acknowledging and expressing the emotions that trapped your self-defeating core beliefs. It is safe to do that, and it's temporary. By not doing that, you continue on with unhealthy suffering, with a low self-esteem and toxic stress. So why not experience what you felt as a child for a little bit and get it from your body, out of your psyche, and allow a new feeling, a new core belief to sprout. Be willing to acknowledge and express your inner child's emotions. You may cry, scream, or hit a pillow in anger. It's safe to do that now. The emotions that trapped your self-limiting core belief will be released from your body, and the results will be greater well-being and inner peace. Step 4 is communicating the liberating truth to your inner child. So let's say that I am Sarah's adult self. I might do something like this. Using my imagination, I might close my eyes and I might hold that little Sarah in my arms and I might say, hello, sweet girl. I love you, little Sarah, with all of my heart. And what mother did that day was a mistake. If she had known how much it was hurting you, she would not have done that. You are worthy of love and you have a voice. And you can start knowing that and experiencing that and speaking up. So by having this kind of communication with that part of you that took on that negative core belief, begins and deepens that transformation. That communication is imperative. Be willing to do the unaccustomed thing of telling your wounded inner child the wonderful truth. And then you are connecting with your true self. And you are automatically transforming how you think, feel, and act to the shared love and compassion that you feel for that child that's within you. And believe me, it doesn't matter who you are or what you think happened in the past. Ultimately, and deep down in your soul self, you love yourself. And step 5 is accepting that love, that truth in your mind, body, and spirit. And in my workshops, I do a process called Getting a Truth, where the participant has the opportunity to let go of all fear, all doubt, all questioning about the self, and accept and allow in that unconditional love. It is an experience that is spiritual and blissful. If you are willing to surrender and accept in your mind, body, and spirit the wonderful truth, you will have locked in this new core belief that will make you feel safer, loved, worthy, and fully your true self. You deserve to have your best life. You are worthy of it.